The African continent is home to a diverse range of predators, especially big ones. But one group of large predators is conspicuously absent from this land of titan killers, and we're here to understand why. So sit back, relax, and join us as we take a look at the bears of Africa, how they lived, and where they went. Let's get started. Bears and their habitat. Bears are large mammals that collectively form the Ursidae family, which is under the carnivora order. Certain traits also put them in the caniform suborder of dog-like carnivores, alongside canines, weasels, raccoons, hyenas, and seals. The Ursidae family has been around for a long time, though the animals have not always been the same as modern bears. The earliest fossils belong to Perictis, which was in the extinct Amphicynodontini subfamily. Perictis lived during the late Eocene to the middle Miocene, around 38 to 18 million years ago, and looked more like raccoons and badgers than a polar or grizzly bear. Another early bear was Alloceon, which lived 34 to 30 million years ago in the early Oligocene. Like Perictis, Alloceon was small and native to what we call North America today. Perictis also moved to Africa during the Miocene. Fast forward to today, and we have 8 bear species, all of which look very different from their ancient cousins. They are polar bear, Ursus maritimus, brown bear, Ursus arctos, American black bear, Ursus americanus, Asian black bear, Ursus tibetanus, sun bear, Ursus malayanus, sloth bear, Molursus ursinus, spectacled bear, Tremarctos ornatus, giant panda, Ailuropoda melanoleuca. The 5 species in the Ursus genus are more closely related, and together they form the Ursini subfamily. 7 of all extant species are found in the Northern Hemisphere on the continents of North America, Europe, and Asia. Only the spectacled bear, which is native to South America's Andes region, makes its home in the Southern Hemisphere. There are no bear species in Africa or Australia. The brown bear has the widest home range from Western North America to Europe, Siberia, and the Far East. However, the most successful species is, without a doubt, the hardy and adaptable American black bear, which has a wild population of 800,000 despite being found on one continent. The polar bear is the largest species, on average size at least. These white giants live within the Arctic Circle and are locked in a fierce battle with climate change. However, the most endangered bear species is the giant panda. Also the most lovable, the giant panda is wholly dependent on conservation efforts. There are about 1,800 pandas left in the wild. Sun, sloth, and spectacled bears are also under threat, with each species having fewer than 20,000 individuals left in the wild. Bears are largely omnivorous, with flexible diets that allow them to adapt to various environments. They eat anything from roots, leaves, fruits, honey, insects, fish, and other types of meat. Meat is sourced through active predation or scavenging. The polar bear and giant panda are exceptions to the flexible diet rule, though. The former is an exclusive meat eater, while the panda is 99% vegetarian. All bears are solitary, except during mating and when raising cubs. They are considered to be the least social of all carnivora animals. Despite not being strictly territorial, bears are pretty good at staying out of each other's way. Bears live in all sorts of habitats. Most species mainly live in forests and woodlands, with access to plenty of vegetation and prey. However, they are also found in swamps and open grasslands. The polar bear lives in the open tundras of the north, usually near the sea, so it can prey on seals, fish, and even small whales. Bears shelter in caves, dens in the ground, and sometimes in trees. Sun bears and black bears are expert climbers and often take to the trees to look for food or escape trouble. African bears. While we don't have any wild bears living in Africa today, we did in the past. One of the earliest bear-like creatures on the continent was the aforementioned Perictis, which lived around 20 million years ago. However, this animal was small and not too similar to our modern idea of what a bear is. The earliest true bear in Africa is believed to be Agriotherium africanum, a massive bear closely related to the famous Agriotherium, or giant short-faced bear of South America. Like Agriotherium, Agriotherium africanum was in the Ursidae family and Ursini subfamily, making it very closely related to modern polar, black, and brown bears. The Agriotherium genus had a pretty wide distribution, with fossils found in North America, Eurasia, and Africa. The genus lived between 11.6 and 2.5 million years ago. Africanum, in particular, probably died out during the early Galasian, around 2.5 million years ago. The prehistoric African bear's size and dimensions have been the subject of debate for a long time. Many current estimates suggest that it was about 7 feet long and weighed 1,650 pounds. Other scientists and scholars have estimates ranging from half that size to nearly twice. Africanum had longer legs and a shorter face than its modern cousins. Its blocky head and wide jaws indicate it had a very muscular head that allowed it to exert extreme bite force. This bite force would have been important for crushing bones and accessing bone marrow. When it comes to the African wild, bone-crushing power is a trait most commonly linked with the hyena, an animal that is, quite unfairly, the poster child for scavenging. Based on these jaws and its overly hulking physique, Africanum was likely a scavenger most of the time. It would have used its massive presence to drive away other predators from kills. Dental wear patterns also indicate that Africanum ate plants too, making it an omnivore. An animal of such tremendous size would have struggled to live on meat alone, because many potential prey animals were simply too fast to catch. Scavenging alone couldn't have sustained its size because there was an overwhelming level of competition. Wildcats, dogs, mustelids, hyenas, and birds of prey scavenge kills too. This competition was probably the biggest cause of the bear's extinction. It is likely that climate and environmental changes led to smaller and more agile prey that could only be caught by equally athletic or collaborative predators. The giant solitary bear lacked the athleticism, stealth, and backup to bring down prey consistently. However, Agriotherium africanum was not the last African bear. That title belongs to the Atlas bear, aka North African bear, aka Ursus arctos crowtheri. A quick glance at this animal's scientific name will tell you that the Atlas bear was actually a subspecies of brown bear. It is the only modern wild African bear on record. As its name suggests, the bear was native to North Africa, particularly the Atlas Mountains and surrounding areas. Most populations were in Morocco and Libya. Mitochondrial DNA analysis of fossils of different ages has revealed that there could have been two entirely separate clades of Atlas bear. The first clade, called Clade Vi by scientists, has great genetic similarity to brown bears from southern Europe, which makes sense given the geographic proximity. However, the second clade, or Clade 6, seriously muddies the waters. Its analysis has shown genetic similarity to modern-day polar bears and Alaskan brown bears, much to the confusion of scientists. There is very little dependable documentation of how big the Atlas bear was. However, it is said to have been around 9 feet long and weighed around 1,000 pounds. Given what we know about brown bears in general, males were probably significantly larger than females. The bear had a consistent brownish-black coat, with hairs 4 to 5 inches long. Its claws and muzzle were shorter than the American black bear, which suggests that it wasn't a prolific tree climber. Atlas bears had many of the same behavioral and ecological traits as most other brown bears. They had an omnivorous diet, ranging from nuts and roots to fruits and meat. It shared its environment with large predators like Barbary lions and Barbary leopards. It went extinct in the 19th century, following the introduction of modern firearms. The bears were both prized trophy hunting targets and a threat to farmers' livestock, and they were overhunted to extinction as a result. The last Atlas bear was shot in northern Morocco in 1870. On that sad note, we've come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and we hope you will take the time to like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to keep up with future uploads. Let us know what you think about this or any other topic in the comment section below. All that's left now is to say thanks again and see you next time.